Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. First of all, thank you so much for your amazing response on all of my videos, be it paper 1 or paper 2. So thank you so much for that. Let's start with our class. This is the class number 4, fourth class of our communication unit. So today first we'll see what are the 4 S of effective communication. In previous class we had seen 7 C's of communication. Effective communication. Today we will be seeing the S. So the S are quite simple and it is somewhat similar to the C's only. So we'll just take a quick look at what are the 4 S. So first S is shortness. Now what do you mean by shortness? Shortness means it's similar to the C of conciseness. In conciseness, what we had seen is we can say or explain or give information in just 2 words. We should not write 10 sentences for the same. We need to keep it short and sweet, right? So that our communication is done in a faster manner and the person will able to understand it more better. So shortness is similar to the conciseness which we had done in our previous class. Now next S is simplicity. Simplicity means what? You should use simple words. Now if I am explaining to you 4 S of effective communication and I am using some different words, some technical words, very high language words, okay, or high language, then will you be able to understand it? No. If you like watching certain series and certain words are used in that series, and if you explain it to your parents or if you are explaining it to maybe even your friends who have not watched that series, so it will be difficult for them to understand that what are you saying. But if you tell them the meaning of that word or if you use another word to it, they'll understand it better. And you can take another example as I have written here, conciseness. So now you guys have watched my videos, you guys are studying for UGCNET, so you know what is conciseness. But if you will tell this to your friend who is not preparing for this examination or who is not so good with all these words, so will he be able to understand that what is conciseness? No. You will have to tell him that whatever presentation you're giving, make a point that it is short. Don't write in too much detail. But if you tell him your presentation should be concise, will he be able to understand it? No, he might not. So those who are not aware of such high language words or such jargons or such technical words, then in that case always it is preferred that you should use simple language, simple words which the receiver to whom you are communicating will also understand. Okay. Next S is strength. Now strength means what? Whenever I am communicating with you, I am giving you some information. I should have a belief that whatever I am teaching you, whatever I am explaining it to you, all the concepts, all the topics are correct, first of all. Second, I am confident enough that I can explain it to you. I have knowledge of this topic. I cannot teach this topic in a better manner. So if I am only not confident, if I am not able to explain it to you guys, so what will it show? It will show lack of strength. Lack of strength means what? That I am not capable enough, I am not confident enough to explain it to you, to send that information to you. I myself am not sure whether this information is right or not. I should be confident enough that I can teach you all well so that you guys can trust me and learn it from me. Similarly, sincerity is also kind of related to strengths. Sincerity means I am sincere in teaching you all. I am the sender, you are the receiver. If you feel that no, ma'am has taught something wrong, or ma'am is trying to avoid certain topics, she is not teaching some certain topics, that means you will be able to catch that I am trying to hide some of the topics, or I am trying to avoid some of the topics. That means I am not sincere in what I am teaching, right? If I am not sincere in my teaching, students won't attend my lectures or they won't watch my videos. So sincerity is also one of the important part in effective communication. Basic, simple it is. Just by reading the words you come to know what it is trying to say. So I'm not going to explain in too detail, or I'm not going to give examples. We all know what these 4 words mean. Shortness, simplicity, strength, sincerity. Just write it down. Where you have written 7s, on that page only you can write it down. What are the 4s, and just write the words. Don't write anything in detail about it. Okay, here I have given a small diagram for you, and yeah, this won't be shortness, this will be sincerity. Okay, so shortness, strength, simplicity and sincerity are the 4s of effective communication. Now let's go to another topic. Now we'll take a look at what are the different types of communication. So there are many types of communication actually. These are just few which I have noted it down, but in detail we'll be seeing many different types of communication. Some of them are, first is verbal communication. In verbal communication you have face-to-face, over the telephone, through Skype, chatting. In non-verbal, again you have eye contact, body language, facial expression, posture, gestures. Then we have written, listening, visual. So these are some types of communication. Other than these we have internal. What is internal communication? What is external? What is group communication? What is formal, informal, personal, interpersonal, intrapersonal? So there are various types of communication. So one by one we'll see what are the various types of communication. Here is another chart. Here they have bifurcated on based on communication channel and style and purposes. Okay, so as per the different communication channels, here it is presented as non-verbal, verbal. In verbal we have oral, written. Similarly on style and purpose. Style and purpose means style and purpose means formal or informal. Okay, so we have formal, informal. In oral we have face-to-face, distance. Distance means when you are doing a video call, obviously you are, suppose you are in one city, your friend is in another city, and you are doing video call. Okay, so that is what you are speaking to that person orally, but you all are at a distance. Face-to-face, which you do with your friends, family members day to day. Okay, this is another chart. So now first we will see what is internal communication. Okay, internal communication. Internal communication, it has 2 types. First one would be formal communication, and second one would be informal. Okay, there are 2 types in internal. One will be formal and one is going to be informal. Now what do you mean by internal? Internal means when it's taking place in some organization, in some workplace, okay, in a company, when there is communication amongst the members or the employees of that organization, that company, it is known as internal communication. And it can be done in 2 ways: formal communication, informal. Now what are the different types of formal communication? First we'll just take a look at that. So first type in formal communication is horizontal. Which is the first type in formal communication? It is horizontal. Now horizontal communication, what do you mean by horizontal? When The communication is done between two managers, two team leaders, or two employees of same designation. For example, now since you all are going to become assistant professors, we'll take example of professors. When one professor is communicating with Professor A is communicating with Professor B. What is this known as? Horizontal. When student X is communicating with student Y. What is this? Horizontal. Okay. So, when a person who is in some position or some grade is talking with another person of same grade or same post. When one professor is talking to another professor in college, that is known as horizontal. When one student is talking to another student in college, that is known as horizontal. When one manager is talking to another manager in same organization, I am talking about same organization, same college, that is known as horizontal communication. So basically, what is horizontal? When your post or your rank or your grade is same. When your post, your rank, your grade is same and you are communicating with that person, then it is known as horizontal communication. And mostly, now suppose if you are teaching in college, you are talking to your fellow professor, you will be talking in which mode? Face to face, right? Most of the times you will be talking with that person in what? Face to face mode. That is what? Oral communication mode. Okay. Now, second one is what? Second one is vertical. Here you have seen horizontal. Now, what will be vertical? Vertical means up and down or top to bottom, bottom to top. That is, from a person who is at a lower position, he can talk to his senior, or his senior can talk to that person who is at a lower designation. So now what can be the example of vertical? This is your professor and this is you. Wait, I'll just make it more clear for you guys. So whenever professor is communicating with student, that is known as vertical. Whenever student is communicating with the professor, that is also known as vertical. Or a manager is talking to an employee, it is vertical. When employee is talking to his manager, her manager, that is vertical. So in vertical, how is the flow? In horizontal, how was the flow? And in vertical, how is the flow? Just take a look. In horizontal, it is from same position, and in vertical, it is from a higher position or a senior position to a lower position, that is from senior to junior or junior to senior. That is vertical. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. Okay. Now, the third type of communication after vertical is which one? Diagonal. Diagonal communication. Now, diagonal communication. What do you mean by diagonal communication? Suppose now there are various departments in a company. There is a finance department, there is a HR department, there is a marketing department. Okay, these are the various departments. Now when the HR person, how do I draw the person? When the HR person A is talking to marketing person, or a finance person is talking to HR person, what is this known as? Diagonal, because departments are different, right? Departments are different, posts are different. For example, maybe this HR person A is manager, okay, and this marketing person C is just an employee. So irrespective of the post, irrespective of your position, of your grade, and irrespective of your department, when you're communicating with such persons or such employees or such people, that is known as diagonal communication. Diagonal, how do we remember diagonal as? An X. It's like an X. So similarly, just remember diagonal means when you're talking with anyone within the organization, irrespective of their post, position, department, etc. Okay. Diagonal communication is also known as crosswise communication. Okay, diagonal communication is also known as crosswise communication. In diagonal communication, one manager of one department can speak to another employee of another department, or one employee of finance department can speak with one employee of HR department, or a manager of HR department, irrespective of the positions, the grade. So such communication is known as which communication? Diagonal communication or crosswise communication. So in internal communication, we have seen two types, formal and informal. And in formal communication, we have seen three types. First one is vertical, next is horizontal, and the last one is diagonal, which is also known as crosswise communication. So in internal, first type was formal communication. Informal, you have seen three, which is vertical, horizontal, diagonal. In vertical, professor will talk to student, student will speak with professor. In horizontal, one student will talk with another student, one professor will talk with another professor, one manager is going to speak with another manager. In diagonal, one manager will talk with another employee. HR manager will speak with marketing employee. Finance employee will speak with IT manager. That is which type? Diagonal. In diagonal, we don't see the post, ranking, grade, any such thing. So I hope you have understood in internal what is the first type, that is formal, and in formal what are the different types. Now we'll see informal. Okay, we'll see informal. What is informal? Now, in informal communication, again there are various types. Informal communication means what? Which type of communication is informal communication? When you are talking with your fellow employees, fellow colleagues, and basically in simple language it is gossiping. You are just gossiping with them. That communication is known as what? Informal. Informal, we talk about the work or the business or the organization, anything, which is also known as official communication. But in informal, what are we going to do? We are just going to gossip, chit chat, chatter. We'll just do chit chat in informal communication. And everyone loves informal communication, and people don't like formal communication. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, in simple words, keep in mind informal communication is when you're chit-chatting with your fellow colleagues. There is nothing informative basically in informal communication. So when you gossip with your colleagues or with your co-professors, if you are working, then it also has different types. Have you ever imagined that you are talking with your colleague, you are talking with another professor, and there is various type for that also? No, you haven't, right? Now we'll see what are the various types of informal. There are types in informal also. That means when you're gossiping, there are types to gossiping also. So first type in informal communication is cluster. Cluster chain. Now what do you mean by cluster chain? Cluster chain means, for example, you might have seen the movie Jai Ho. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, yes, it was shown in that movie Jai Ho only. That suppose a person has some gossip. Okay, he has some nice gossip to give about some employee, and he has said that to two of his friends working in that organization. Suppose he has spoken with the B employee and he has spoken with C employee. Now this B employee has another friends in the office, so this B employee will tell this gossip to two different friends, for example D and E. Then this C employee also has few friends. He is also going to pass on that information. He'll pass on to F and G. So then F will pass on to his friends, G to his, like that. This will go on and on and on. So what is this type of communication known? This is known as cluster chain. When one person will start the gossip, he will tell to two of his friends or even one of his friends. Then that friend will say to another friends, iska friend ka friend, and it will go on. So what is this type of communication? Cluster chain. Remember movie Jai Ho? In Jai Ho movie only they had shown that how this cluster chain works, but in that they had shown for a good cause. Here we are understanding it with a point of view of informal communication where people gossip. Okay, got it? Simple, easy. Now second type of informal communication is single strand. Single strand chain. Single strand chain. Now what do you mean by single strand chain? Single means single, strand means one line. We say na, the strand of a hair, right? We say strand of a hair. So that what does this mean? What does it mean? A line. So again here A will talk to B, will give him some gossip, then B will go to C will go to D, and so on so forth. In single line, how it is said that every best friend of yours has another best friend. So A will tell to his best friend B will tell to his best friend C will tell to his best friend D, and like that the gossip will carry on. So what is such type of communication known as? Single strand chain. Very simple, very easy. Now another type of communication is probability chain. Probability. Now what do you mean by probability? Probability means randomness, right? We have learnt in maths, stats. Okay, means random. Suppose now A is saying to B one gossip. Okay, and A has also said the same gossip to C. But B is very nice person. He'll just listen to what A is saying and he'll forget it. He'll be like, मुझे क्या करना है? ठीक है ना, होगा किसी का कुछ तो मुझे क्या करना है? And he'll just listen and keep it to himself. He's not going to pass it to someone else. He'll just listen what A has said and yeah, he'll laugh or something and he'll keep it to himself only. He is not going to pass it. But C is very Shana friend. He also likes this gossip and all everything. He likes to add more mirch masala and say it to some other person. So what C is going to do? C will tell this gossip to D. C will tell this gossip to D. Then D is again going to say it to E. and D is again going to say it to F also. Now F is also like B only कि ठीक है गॉसिप है, अभी क्यों किसी का नाम खराब करना, ठीक है कुछ पता चला है, ठीक है पता चला है, बट अपने तक ही रखेंगे. We'll keep it to ourselves only. We are not going to pass it. I am not such person. I don't like to pass such gossips. I'll just listen it and I'll keep it with myself. Keep that gossip to myself only. I'm not going to pass it. And E will pass it to, for example, G. So probability is randomly when people are chit-chatting, gossiping, and you don't know which person is going to carry that gossip ahead and which one is not going to carry it ahead. So it is given the name probability. Probability means what? Randomness. Randomly you're going to pick a card, throw a dice, pick a number. Similarly, in probability chain of informal communication, randomly people are going to talk with one another and we don't know if it is going to go forward or no. If A would have told this gossip only to B, B wouldn't have passed it anywhere else. It would have stopped there only. But A told it to C, so it got spread ahead. So it was random. We didn't know which person will tell or which person won't tell. Again, this is also one of the easiest type of informal communication. Fourth and the last is gossip chain. Gossip chain, it is also known as grapevine. Okay, grapevine. I'll just write here in bracket grapevine. Grapevine communication. Gossip chain. Gossip chain means what? A is going to tell all the gossips. He is going to give all the gossips to many of his colleagues. D, E. Then D will also pass it on to other friends. B will pass it on. So this will become like a huge chain. When a person A, he is telling one gossip to a group of persons, then that group of persons are going to pass on that gossip to another group of persons. This is known as what? This is known as what? Gossip chain, grapevine communication. When in such way, like one person A is passing the gossip to a group, then that group will pass to that gossip to another group, and slowly it will be informed to everyone in that organization or the workplace. That is known as what? Grapevine or gossip chain. So you got the difference. I hope you have understood what is the basic difference. In cluster chain, A will tell only to B alone, then he'll tell to C alone, then B will tell to two more persons, C will tell to two more persons. Like that it will go on increasing. Okay, that is known as what? Cluster. Next is single strand. In single strand, what will happen? Only you will say to one person, that one person will say to another person. There is no group involved in single strand. Probability means random. Randomly you will tell to one person or two person, then they will say to another few people, or they might not say also. And gossip chain is that you will we say ना ऐसे पंचायत लगा के बैठना. One person will come and sit and gather all the person and then he'll give the gossip. Then that person will go to another group, he'll give the gossip there. Slowly everyone will come to know. In gossip chain, the information is passed quickly because you will sit in a group. So maximum number of people will come to know about it and it will be passed sooner than all other types of communication. Informal communication. So I hope you have understood now what are the various types of informal communication. I'll just write it for you here also, that in informal, first we had seen cluster, then we saw single strand, single strand. Next we saw probability, and last one was gossip chain. Okay, so we have seen 4 types of informal communication: cluster, single strand, probability, gossip chain. And in formal communication we have seen 3 types: vertical, horizontal and diagonal. Formal is more important, it is official, only work related talks are done. In informal it is unofficial, it is simple plain chit chat and gossip. It is not at all important. Okay, so I hope you have understood what is internal communication and various types of internal communication. And what is external communication? In external, you can take a deep breath and relax, because there are no different types of external communication. It is just it is just plain simple that in external, whenever you are talking to someone other than your organization, suppose you are in ABC college. Okay, you are a professor of ABC college, and when you are communicating for your college related work with XYZ college professor, that is known as external communication. Or if you are a manager of ABC company and for work related you are talking with the manager of XYZ company, that is known as what? External communication. In external, there are no such types and all that you need to pay more attention on. It's not like that. But if you want, you can search on Google the various types of external. But it's not important, trust me. Internal is very important. Its types are frequently asked in examination. So make sure you are noting down all the important points of internal communication. Now, the most important topic is types of non-verbal communication. Okay, there are various types of non-verbal communication, and this is the most important part of communication. Okay, non-verbal communication is the most important part in our examination. So what we'll do is we'll continue with non-verbal communication in next class. In today's class we have seen what is formal, informal communication, what is internal communication, what are its various types, what is external. Next class we'll start with non-verbal communication. So I hope today's class was informative to you. You have understood what all I have explained. I'll see you in the next class. Before going, make sure you have subscribed to my channel, comment down your suggestions, join our Telegram channel for all other updates, and like the video, share it with your friends. And yeah, okay, that's it for today. Take care, bye, have a nice day.